Just really proud of how we fought back and responded after, a little sloppy first half. Again, you could tell we haven't played in a couple weeks, and Missouri State is a really good team. They have a lot of pieces, and they made open shots. They rebound at a high level. We were down in the rebounding battle at halftime, and we came back and ended up winning it by 7 for the game. And these guys, the biggest key that we talked about coming into this game was we had to win the rebounding battle if we wanted to be in a position to win the basketball game. And we did that. And then I thought we did a really good job in the second half of kind of, the head of the snake is Stokes and neutralizing her. And keeping her in front. I thought Dell's length gave her some problems, and just a really good job. And then we made the post-entry passes a little bit tougher, where they were getting really easy looks in that first half. So just really executed at a very high level in the second half and made that really big run during the third quarter. So really proud of these guys. And we talked about, in March, you just got to find a way to go 1-0. It's not always going to be the prettiest. I thought we were really gritty and showed some toughness in terms of our execution and our defense and our rebounding in that second half. So we live to see another day and can't wait to be able to play at home again on Sunday.
Questions first from Let's go. Raise your hand.
For either of you, the players, talk to me about what it means to be in this tournament, to continue to play in the postseason, just continue to get more reps together, just playoff atmosphere.
Well, our first goal was the NCAA tournament, and we didn't make that. We fell short. So we're just grateful, first of all, to even have the opportunity to be able to play, just because it's fun and it's what we love to do. But we know that these games, just because, they're still super hard games and it's a lot of competition. So we know we have to bring our A game. But overall, we're just really happy to be playing still and be with each other every day.
And Makaira, I will ask you, yesterday it was announced you'd be coming back for another year. Was that a no-brainer for you? Is that something that was kind of always in the picture heading into this season?
Yeah, no-brainer.
Dal, you had 10 points in the third quarter alone. What really kicked in for you in that 10 minutes?
Honestly, just staying focused in my defense, just getting a lot of energy from there and just staying poised and slowing the game down.
Adalia, I know that you and Makaira have a really good connection. How excited were you to hear that she's coming back for another year?
Very excited. She had no choice, though. So.
Dahlia, 1,000 career points tonight. Did you know that happened in the moment, or was that sort of a in-between thing?
I was just playing. I knew I was close, but I wasn't thinking about it, and I was just playing. And then when they told me, I was like, oh, my gosh. And they threw water on me, so it was a very exciting moment.
Dell, I know you hadn't scored in 2 games, so I guess, sorry to throw shade at you, but how do you stay focused and stay confident just throughout that process? And obviously it paid off today.
Yeah, I just want to give all the glory to Jesus Christ because he helps me mentally and spiritually and staying focused. And I'm surrounded by a really great team with really good people. And the fact that they don't lose confidence in me helps my confidence, and I have a great coach and great teammates. So I'm just really grateful that I was just able to play today.
Anything else for our student athletes?
Probably, guys. Thank you.
See ya.
Coach, it's not often that you get 2 senior nights in one season, but now you'll have 3. What's sort of the mindset going into Sunday?
We're just, again, like I told our team after, we were disappointed when we lost to Maryland, and just there's been so many ups and downs of this season, and obviously our goal will always be to make an NCAA tournament. But I think once you get through that, and like I told them, where we're at in rebuilding this program, going to back-to-back postseasons is a really big deal. And so once, I gave them a few days off after that, and we talked about this, and I told them about all the teams that have been in, which previously the WNIT, that went to the Final Four, had good runs in this tournament. It's propelled them into next year. So we were really excited about obviously continuing to have games with this team because I think we've been playing really well as of late. So I wasn't ready for the season to be over, and they weren't ready for it to be over. So, and then to be able to host is really an exciting thing for us and hopefully for our fans. And it'll be great to be here, another, our last one. I wish we could host the next one if we won, but there's a big show in town, Bluey. So Bluey takes precedent, My son wants to go to it, so he's probably Bluey's more important. So, but no, we can't wait for Sunday and to be able to play again on our home court. You don't get to play in your home court in March very often. And we're going to talk about it with our team after the season because I don't want them to think about the future. But at some point, I want this program to be playing in March at home, but in the NCAA tournament, and meaning that we're a top seed and hosting. That's the vision that I have, and someday that's going to happen.
Coach, you always emphasize the importance of getting off to a good start, but this time around it was the second half that really got things going for you. What differences did you see between the first and the second half?
I didn't want to think negatively coming in, but I was trying to get myself prepared that we would be a little sloppy coming out so I wouldn't freak out. We haven't played in 2 weeks to the day. We haven't played, and these guys just played a few days ago, and it's hard when you haven't played and just that competitive nature and the speed of the game. So we came out, we were flat. We were really just our reaction time, like we just were slow on everything. So I told them at half, I said, guys, we're in a perfect position. We're only down 5. Didn't play that well. And now kind of have all that out of us. And I thought, in the second half, you saw the team that you've seen the past, month and a half or so.
Coach, Lacey Stokes was pretty dominant over the first half. What did you see from her in the first half, and how were you able to do so good against her in the second half?
Yeah, as soon as I started breaking them down and watching Missouri State, I'm like, I love this kid. She comes from D2 and she's 5, they say 5'4", she's like 5'2", and plays so hard. Like, I love her. During the game at one point, I told our team, she plays so hard. Like, she's really, really good. Like, I just think she makes them go. And ton of respect for her and for the entire team. Beth does a great job. But changing, and when we put Dale on her, I thought really kind of just affected her with her length and her size, and she couldn't get by her. And the key with Stokes in breaking and scouting them was if you can keep her in front, she can't set the table for anyone and she can't get to the rim to finish. And she does an unbelievable job of probing, standing you up, and then going, and she's already low to the ground, so she's very quick. But I thought Dell, as soon as we changed that, it changed the game for us.
Coach, you're going to take on Stony Brook in the next game. Do you know anything about that team? I know you know the landscape of New York basketball, given the Canisius alum. Do you know anything about them? Has the staff looked into them at all leading up to this game?
Yeah, obviously our assistants, one was in charge of Stony Brook, one was in charge of James Madison, so we already have all those, games broke down, and coming in, we kind of thought James Madison may get them, but Stony Brook has been really good. I do know that. I haven't watched them at all this year. I know their head coach, but they've won a lot the past, 5 or so years. They've just been a really good basketball team, and so we're gonna have our hands full. Again, everyone in this tournament right now, there's only 32 teams playing in this tournament, and all of them, are close to being an NCAA tournament team. So. We'll get, I'll start watching them. Obviously, our assistant coach has already have it done. I'll start breaking them down tonight, and we're right to it.
The crowd seemed to get going. Obviously, you could see that translate to the performance on the court. Just how big of an advantage is playing on your home court, especially in a tournament and a postseason environment?
It's really important. It is, no matter if it's, during the season, conference games, it's so important to have that energy behind us. I thought our crowd, we didn't have a ton of numbers. We only had 1,400, which is low for us, but they were loud, and they really got into it down the stretch when we really needed them, and I thought really helped to kind of carry us and fuel us during that tough stretch. So hopefully Sundays usually we do a lot better, so hopefully we can get a big crowd on Sunday because we need them. It's going to be really important if we want to get another win.
Coach, could you talk to me a little bit about Makaira's role and her impact on this team, especially in a slow start game like today?
Early on, she was the one, scoring. So I tried at points to try to get her out of the game, just to give her a breather here or there. But, she was the one kind of carrying us early. So, and then the second half, everyone started kind of helping her out. But the thing about Makaira, she's such a threat. So even, just her being on the floor, you got to worry about her. And obviously she's, her ability to get a shot off against anyone at any time, not many players can do that. So she's kind of the engine that makes us go. And in the second half, Dell got going, Jen got going. We got them some shots, and KB and Hobby would, get buckets here or there. So she does so much for us. And you could see that early on when we didn't have her, when she was out, with her injury. And then you could see the progression of her getting back to her old self, which has been probably the last 2 months, been playing at an elite level.
Coach, what do you think you guys will be focusing on in practice these next few days to be extra prepared for Sunday?
We stick to our core values of what we hang our hat on. So it's defense, it's rebounding, and it's our offensive execution and playing with pace. We're not the deepest team around, and we had multiple players that played 40 minutes or 37, 38. So tomorrow is going to be more of a mental day and a lot of film and scout and preparation for Stony Brook, and then a ton of recovery. And then we'll get a full day of practice going hard in terms of our normal one-day prep with this quick turnaround.
I know Crush was behind the bench today. I mean, they always had some kind of creative sign or creative chant. I don't know how much of that you could hear, but I guess what do you view as the importance of that student section? I guess how does their passion translate into the team's performance?
Oh, they're huge. I absolutely love Orange Crush, and I thought there was a pretty good turnout today. So it was, usually they're down at the other end, so I don't really get to hear some of the stuff they say. I kind of like having them right behind me. I looked back a couple times and just laughed at them because I'm like, that was good. And I wish I could say, some of the things they were saying. So it was great. I didn't get to see what they were writing on the little board, but those are always some interesting ones too. But Orange Crush is awesome, and hopefully they'll come back on Sunday.
Free again on Sunday for students.
It's free again, so they have no excuses.
Coach, you talked about it a little bit of different angle, but if I'm not mistaken, the first postseason win for Illinois women's basketball in over a decade. What does that mean for this program and what you are building here with this group?
It's just all part of the process. Again, if you would have told me when I took the job, actually it was 2 years ago, I think today I saw it pop up on Facebook, so it's the only reason I know that. But 2 years ago to the day that I was here. And if you would have told me that day I was walking in here that we'd go to an NCAA tournament and a WBIT and 2 postseasons, and don't even tell me the order, just tell me 2 postseasons, I would have taken that any day. And I think everyone in Champaign, if we're being honest, would take that, right? So I think, I don't know if you have a plan or a schedule or anything, but I think we're right there. And to be able to do that is really important as we build this. And we want NCAA tournaments. We want, runs in NCAA tournaments. But when you build something the right way, there's steps and there's a process. And there's a lot of teams right now that aren't playing. And we're playing. And we're playing in a really good tournament. And hopefully this is going to propel us. So next year we're playing in the NCAA tournament because that's our goal. That's our vision, and we're going to work like hell to get there.
Anything else?
Thank you, guys.